Hi, I'm Natalie, and this is my patient Orion, who also happens to be my wonderful son. Today we're going to be finding the different pulse locations: the carotid, the radial, the brachial, and dorsal pedal. We'll also check his reflexes and resting respiration rate. Let's get started. First, we're going to find the carotid pulse. Using your index finger and middle finger, locate the trachea and then slide fingers into the groove to the side of the trachea. You can find the carotid pulse on either side of the trachea, but make sure not to press on both carotid arteries at the same time. Otherwise, you may get dizzy and feel lightheaded. Next is the radial pulse. Using two fingers, find the radius and lightly push your fingers into the groove until you feel the pulse. To take resting heart rate, count how many times your heart beats in 15 seconds and then multiply that number times 4. For example, Orion's heart beat 19 times in 15 seconds. When multiplied by 4, we find that his beats per minute is 76. Next, we have the brachial pulse. Slide two fingers over the bicep muscle until you feel the groove. Apply pressure gently and in a slight upwards motion until you feel the pulse. If you're not able to feel it right away, keep moving your fingers around and apply a bit more pressure until you feel the pulse. The last of our pulse locations is the dorsal pedal pulse. First, we'll have the patient lift their big toe up so we can locate the EHL tendon. Follow the tendon up and using your two fingers, find the pulse slightly lateral from the EHL tendon. Next, I will be testing Orion's reflexes. We will first test the Babinski reflex. To do this, run an object, such as a key, along the lateral aspect and then across the ball of the foot. If there is a reflex response, the big toe will flex and the other toes will fan out. The reflex appears to be present in Orion. Next, we'll attempt to find the patellar reflex. Locate the kneecap and find the tendon just below the kneecap. If you're having trouble, you can have the patient extend their legs so you can easily see the tendon. I don't have a reflex hammer, so I'm going to be using a pair of scissors instead. Have the patient relax their leg, making sure that it's hanging down instead of firm on the ground. Place your hand behind their knee and firmly tap the tendon with the handles of the scissors. If the reflex is present, you will see their leg kick. The reflex appears to be present in Orion. Lastly, we will be taking the resting respiration rate. To do this, count the number of times the chest rises in 15 seconds and then multiply that number by 4. The normal rate is between 12 and 20 breaths per minute. Now, I didn't tell Orion when I was going to be counting his breaths because this oftentimes makes the patient aware of their breaths, which can cause a change in the natural breathing rhythm. Orion took 4 breaths in 15 seconds, indicating that he has a resting respiration rate of 16 breaths per minute.